I really wish I could just do this with books and just download all of the story into my mind. Wouldn't that be awesome? Standalone fantasy books for when you're in the mood for some magic, but you don't have the time or the mind power to commit to a long, complicated series. I absolutely love fantasy and magic and world building and all of the intricate parts that some books can contain, but sometimes I'm not in the mood for that. Sometimes I just want something easy and entertaining. In the first book, The Frugal Wizard's Guide to Surviving Medieval England, in this book, our main character, he wakes up in medieval England. He has no idea how he got there. He only has a half-burned instruction manual and a few memories to piece together. We're uncovering how did he get there, why is he there, and how are we gonna survive this place? I did prefer to read this versus the audiobook, because the audiobook reader was not as lively as this book felt to me. If you do the audiobook, you're gonna miss out on all of these really cool illustrations. Another really great standalone fantasy book that I've read recently is Teller of Small Fortunes. Now, this book is very innocent, okay? I'm used to reading some darker elements to things, so reading this book, all my predictions were wrong, okay? I have a sinister mind, and this book is pure, okay? But it's very cozy. It felt like a soul hug. I wish that the world were like this book. In this book world, we follow a young woman named Tao. She is running from something in her past. She's traveling the countrysides, telling small fortunes for a fee to earn her living. On her journey, she ends up meeting some people who become road friends or travel companions. I really love this book world. It was kind of low stakes, but it was still very compelling. So if you're looking for a super cozy standalone fantasy book that feels like a nice warm soul hug, check this book out, Teller of Small Fortunes. Super cute. Dreams Lie Beneath by Rebecca Ross. In this book world, nightmares come to life on the night of the new moon every month. So it's up to Clementine, which is our main character, and her father, who are the town magicians, to vanquish these nightmares each month, keeping the townspeople safe. One night, two new uninvited magicians show up, and they challenged Clementine and her father for their status and their position within the town. Clementine is obviously outraged, how dare they? She takes drastic measures to get revenge and settle the score. This book was a little bit more darker than the other books, but it was filled with magic and shape-shifting and mythical beings. The vibes were very atmospheric in a dark fairy tale kind of way, and I absolutely loved it. Dreams Lie Beneath isn't a book that I hear about often, so I wanted to talk about it here with you guys and show some spotlight on it because it's a really great book. All of the other books have been super easily digestible, quick fantasy reads. These two are not that. So in the off chance that you're in the mood for a standalone that's a bit more complex and intricate, allow me to introduce to you my favorite book of all time. There are two books set in this book world, but they can be read as standalones or you can read it as a series. Both of these books are set in the same world, but they feature completely different characters. They're not dependent on each other. I read these in order of release, so I read Priory first, then I read Day of Fallen, and then there's a third book coming out called Among the Burning Flowers later this year. But a super quick synopsis would be that every few hundred years, the world erupts with a monster called the Nameless One, and it's up to the characters in this book to vanquish this monster and protect the world. It features amazing female characters. We have a queen, we have a mage, we have a dragon rider. Someone said, I'll give you $1 million to pick your favorite. I would pick a favorite, but I would be lying. If you're interested in this book, but you find it a little daunting, I do have a video on my TikTok breaking down this world with goofy pictures to make it more easily digestible for readers who are just having a hard time sinking their teeth into this world. That's all the standalone fantasies that I have for this moment. I'll be back with more.